You can become successful and turn your dreams into reality. Try to change your thinking that you take control of your life, not living in a survival mode. Use staying at home, in the lockdown, learn, and think outside the box. Image, Unsplash. Thinking outside the box is basically a metaphor that means to think differently or from a new perspective. Don't get me wrong now, but thinking outside the box is more long-term thinking, learning life skills, and realizing to take control in life. Because simply living paycheck to paycheck until retirement is short-term thinking. Today I will share with you as a reader, to help you understand that almost everyone can think outside the box. 5 reasons why is now the time to start a business. 1. You can find freedom. Freedom is the golden promise of entrepreneurship. Are you hoping for more freedom over how you use your time? More freedom sounds like a very good thing. Entrepreneurial freedom is so much more than escaping the same old working day. But, when you love what you do, your job becomes your passion, and how many hours could you dedicate to something you were truly passionate about? 2. Become a better person. If you were thinking that having your own business means 40-hour work weeks and more time to relax, please think again. Use your time to invest in yourself. Entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk says, in your first year, you should be at code red until you start turning a profit. This means 18 hours every day if necessary. The reason most companies go out of business in their first 2 years, he says, is because they don't realize how hard it is, and how all in you have to be. If you have a desire, passion, and fun in your hard work, that's the great reason to start a business. Being an entrepreneur will bring you to the best version of yourself. 3. You can make money, generate multiple income streams. Are you hoping to improve your financial life? If the answer is no, then you should not read this post. If the answer is yes, please continue reading. If you have the money yourself, that's ideal. If you don't, you have to find someone to finance your business. Don't ask your parents, that's cheating. The great news is, starting a business doesn't require a lot of money to start. It's possible to start at less than $99. 4. You'll learn new skills. So you probably think that you don't have enough skills or experience in starting a business. That's absolutely not true. Most successful business owners started without any money or previous experience. There is nothing different between Steve Jobs, Thomas Edison's, and Oprah Winfrey's of the world, and you. In fact, most of the greatest people in our history came from poverty and were uneducated. You do not need to be educated to become something great. Educate yourself in what you love. According to Forbes, all entrepreneurs should have curiosity, time management, networking, branding, sales, communication, resilience, strategic thinking. Don't worry, if you are lacking in any of these areas, find people who can fill in those gaps for you, at least until you can learn them yourself. 5. You can follow your passion. Have you heard a statement, forget the 9 to 5, choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life? It might be a bit cliché, but the old saying is true. Strive to be the best in what your interests are, like photography, clothing, makeup, cooking, writing posts, or shooting videos. It can create your new life. Lockdown and recession period is considered as the golden period for businesses to plan for their growth. Generally, during the normal period, many of the entrepreneurs would not find time to plan for improvements because of various reasons. By the time they end their day, they get exhausted. If you look at MNCs, the key employees become very active in these days than the other days. CRIS are formulated for employees, which would be applicable only for this period. In fact, our team is also kept busy during these days by the MNCs. They rewrite the marketing strategies, increase their budget for marketing, etc. During this period, entrepreneurs get more time to plan the resources required, talk with customers and establishing a contact with them, talk with suppliers and trying to solve their issues, negotiate with vendors and try to get a better price for the resource, planned interview to find out the best human resource for key positions, plan marketing strategies by talking with experts, undergo trainings if you are a startup. The same would be applicable which are discussed above. Whether it is a startup or existing business, this period should be used perfectly for expansion of business or starting a new business. Keep your guns loaded with ideas and shoot when the lockdown recession gets over. Opportunities never knocks the door again and again. 1. Turning opportunity into profits. The first business I want to highlight is a retail janitorial service. It experienced a boom in clients thus far, but we're able to see an opportunity to expand its offering in terms of sanitization services. It immediately began offering shelving and store sanitation services as well as cart sanitation. And it hopes to continue to offer these services not just over the course of the next several months, but moving forward. Many businesses are just thinking about this as a temporary thing. However, you can now go back to your customers and explain this is now the new normal. This is the new standard expectation for your customers. What a great way to take a temporary boost and communicate and use that as an opportunity to make it a permanent boost to the business. 1. Turning opportunity into profits. The first business I want to highlight is a retail janitorial service. It experienced a boom in clients thus far, but we're able to see an opportunity to expand its offering in terms of sanitization services. It immediately began offering shelving and store sanitation services as well as cart sanitation. And it hopes to continue to offer these services not just over the course of the next several months, but moving forward. Many businesses are just thinking about this as a temporary thing. However, you can now go back to your customers and explain this is now the new normal. This is the new standard expectation for your customers. What a great way to take a temporary boost and communicate and use that as an opportunity to make it a permanent boost to the business. 2. The time is now. Another thing that we have heard time and time again from business owners is that they now have time to finish that project that they have been putting off for a while. Maybe it's a website overhaul, or putting together your systems and processes. As things slow down temporarily, you have the opportunity to upgrade and refine your systems and do some training internally in those areas that need to be cross-trained on. Or, for many in the restaurant industry, this time means a chance to try out a new product offering like grab-and-go meals. The way in which we do business will likely change in the months ahead, but if you look for a way to stay relevant and meet your customers where they are, you will be ahead of the game. Another example of this was a company that does occupational therapy for school districts. Well, schools are closed. Most of the company's sessions were held on school grounds, which made it difficult for it to provide speech therapy and other things to its clients. So it changed its model and began to offer up remote services to the children that it worked with, so school districts would still be able to provide these services to their students even when distance learning. 3. Taking advantage of remote. Another example is a law firm that took the opportunity to open up multiple satellite offices in its state to help with its particular niche of legal services. What it realized was, now more than ever, people are much more willing, not just the individual clients, but also the courts, to do more and more video-based meetings, which allow them to save on overhead and centralize their legal staff, thus allowing them to still serve the entire state. 4. Recruiting and prospecting. Another thing that I have seen a lot of business owners focus on during this time: recruitment. Is there a talent on the market that you could finally recruit that you never could before? Is there a customer that you could go after now that never would have been open, but now might take your call? Now is the time.